Good morning. In the last lecture, we have solved some problems on pivots and collars, and we have also solved one problem on a clutch. Okay, and today we will completely focusing on the problems on clutches. So we will see the single plate clutch problem, multi plate clutch problem. Okay, if time permits, we will go for a cone clutch problem also on today's class. So as we have stated in the last lecture, the same thing once again I am repeating. For clutches, what theory is going to be applied? Which theory is preferable? Why that particular theory is applicable? So for clutches, it is always preferred to use a theory called uniform wear theory. Why uniform wear theory is required? Uniform wear theory provides the power that is transmitted is less than actual. So if you assume the power transmitted is less and if really it is more, then it will be better. That is why in case of this clutches are concerned, we apply uniform wear theory. Okay, now let us see a problem on. So let us see what is this single plate clutch problem given here. So it is like this: a single plate clutch transmits 25 kilowatts at 900 rpm. The maximum pressure intensity between the plates is 85 kilonewton per meter square. The outer diameter of the plate is 360 mm. Both the sides of the plate are effective and the coefficient of friction is 0.25. Determine the inner diameter of the plate and find the axial force to engage the clutch. It is a simple straightforward problem, so which needs the basic equations which we are aware. Those equations, if you substitute, you get the problem. We will start with a simple problem and we will increase the intensity of the problem, and we would like to see those problems in subsequent way. So let me write what is the data given. So what is the data given? Power transmitted. So power transmitted 25 kilowatts. Let me convert into watts. 25,000 watts. At what speed? 900 rpm. And what is the maximum pressure? P max. Okay, that is 85 kilonewton per meter square. I can write which is 85,000 Newton per meter square. And both sides are effective. So I will write, in case of both sides are effective, N is 2. Okay, and the coefficient of friction is given by 0.25. Then what else the data given? The outer diameter of the plate, that is outer diameter of the plate is D naught 360 mm, that is 0.36 meters, or R naught is D naught by 2, which is 0.18 meters. You are supposed to find A bit what is Ri, B bit what is the force that is applied. Uniform wear theory, where Fp is equal to so I use uniform wear theory, and the uniform wear theory equation, you get pressure is equal to F by 2 pi Ri into R naught minus Ri. Okay, so this theory, as I said very beginning, why we use uniform wear theory? uniform wear theory gives less power transmitted, so that even if you deliver more power, it is always advantage. That is why I use uniform wear theory. For uniform wear theory, the pressure maximum, that is at the inner radius, which is F by 2 pi Ri into R naught minus Ri. So we were given with the power, that is 25,000 watts. We know the equation, power is equal to 2 pi nt by 60. So N is given, power is given, okay, then torque can be obtained. T is equal to 60p by, so 60p by 2 pi n. 60 into power 25,000 by 2 pi n 900. Okay, so if I calculate the value of T, I get the value of T is 265.26 Newton meter. This is by calculating this. In your calculator, you get the value of T. So according to uniform wear theory, what is the torque equation which we know? Mu F by 2 into R naught plus Ri. If it is only one surface is acting, this equation, whereas in our case, the number of surfaces in active are 2, so this is into N, that N becomes 2. So what we can write F, in place of F, you can write this P2 pi Ri into R naught minus Ri. So T value, which is already known to me, that is 265.26, then mu 0.25 by 2. In case of F, let me cross multiply here. F, I cross multiply, then I get this is P max into 2 pi Ri into R naught minus Ri. Okay, then here you have once again R naught plus Ri into N. So let me substitute the values. The pressure maximum at the inner radius, which is given 85,000 Newton meter square. So I am keeping everything in meters, because the left hand side I kept in Newton meter. That is why on the right hand side I am keeping in Newton meter square. So 2 pi, and we were given with R naught. So I will substitute the value of R naught, that is 0.18 minus Ri. Okay, this is 0.18 plus Ri. N, number of surfaces are 2. So solve this equation, that is just by expanding this, you get an equation which is 0.0324 Ri minus Ri square is equal to 0.001987. Then simply by your quadratic equation, you can solve the roots. Then Ri you get 0.1315 meter. Then Di 2 times of this. So 2 times of Ri. Okay, so that is the first one. A bit is over. Then what is B bit? Force. Anyhow, we have an equation with us, the force equation F. So this is bit A. Then B bit, for B bit. So what is the axial force? F is equal to P max into 2 pi Ri into R naught minus Ri. So P max 85,000, Ri just now we have calculated 0.1315, R naught already given in the problem, so 0.18 minus 0.1315. So by just calculating this, you get the force is equal to 6,812 Newton, or we can also write 6.8 kilonewton. Okay, so this is a straight simple application problem applying for the equations which you have. Let me repeat in 2 minutes what the problem we have solved. Here the problem was given like this: a power of 25 kilowatts at a speed of 900 rpm with a pressure maximum of 85 kilonewton per meter square with a coefficient of friction 0.25 and outer diameter 360 mm is used for a clutch with two surfaces. Both surfaces are active. You are supposed to find out the radius of inner and as well as the amount of the friction force, that is axial force, okay, that is transmitted by the clutch. As I said, we use uniform wear theory. In case of uniform wear theory, you know the maximum pressure is equal to F by 2 pi Ri into R naught minus Ri. That is, at the center there will be maximum pressure. And at the same time, you are also aware of the basic equations, the power equation 2 pi nt by 60. So with the power equation, first I have obtained what is the torque. So I have substituted everything in meters because my pressure is in Newton per meter square. So I get here torque is equal to 265.26 Newton meter. And once again, according to your uniform wear theory, the frictional torque is given by an equation T is equal to mu F by 2 into R naught plus Ri into N. So here the obtained value is equated on the left hand side, and we know once again there are equation for F is this is 2 pi Ri into R naught minus Ri into P max, that is placed in the F place. At F place I use the value of this, and mu value is given in the problem, and N is total surfaces are 2, and I know the value of R naught. Okay, then I substituted everything known terms to me. The only unknown term for me is Ri. So here by just multiplying this, expanding this, you get the equation, everything in terms of Ri and Ri square. So you get this equation. So this is a quadratic equation. You can solve the roots minus b plus or minus b square minus 4ac by 2a. That way I calculated the radius. So double of it is its diameter, you can calculate. And finally what it is asked, what is the axial force? So it is as simple as here F, which is P max into 2 pi into R naught minus Ri. If it is one surface is active, whereas here the surfaces active are two surfaces. So one here, two surfaces. So N is 2, so the N value 2 is substituted, and the known values of P max okay, and Ri, R naught which obtained are substituted, then we get the value of the axial force. Okay, so we'll see in another problem on single plate clutch in a complex manner. The previous problem which we have solved is a straightforward problem substituting in the data as the known equations to us. So this is another problem. Once again it is on a single plate clutch, but here there is no data is there, but it is a beautiful problem which gives you the concept of uniform pressure theory and uniform wear theory and how we can apply in a single stage. So let me see what is the problem. So if the capacity of a single plate clutch decreases in 13% during the initial wear period, determine the minimum value of the rate of internal diameter. Determine the minimum value of the ratio of internal diameter to external diameter for the same axial load. Consider both sides of the clutch are effective. Okay, this is the problem. So here nothing is given, only there is a single digit number is given which gives a relation between the uniform wear theory and uniform pressure theory, how it is going to be applied. So as you see what is given here, so it is given the clutch is decreased by 13% during the initial wear. Okay, so what I mean to say, initially, that is very beginning of the clutch will deliver more amount of the power because there is no wear and everything will be very good. And what about in the subsequent part? So in the subsequent part, because of wear and tear, there is some amount of the power is going to be lost, isn't it? So that is what here it is given. Look at what is the first thing. So we can say in the other way, the torque transmitted, okay, during the initial period and subsequent period can be written like this. So torque wear is, okay, so I can have this relation. 13% means 1 minus 0.13 is 0.87 T pressure. So what I have written this relation, T wear is equal to 0.87 T pressure means this is the concept behind it. Initially it delivers more power, but subsequently the wear and tear caused some amount of power lost. So as mentioned, 13% is lost, okay, during the usage and but because of the wear. So I have taken, so the power transmitted is a function of a torque, because you are aware of it, power is equal to 2 pi nt by 60. So n is constant because there is no change of the speed. So what is the variable there? Torque. So the torque or the T, which is a function of the wear and tear or the pressure and other things. So the T wear is equal to 0.87 times of T pressure. That is the torque transmitted using uniform wear theory is equal to torque transmitted, okay, by uniform pressure theory multiplied by 0.87. You are already aware of it. Using uniform pressure theory, torque transmitted is more, and uniform wear theory, torque transmitted is less. So let us write what is the equation for wear theory torque and what is the equation for pressure theory torque. So what is the equation for uniform wear theory torque equation? Half mu f R naught plus Ri. And one more case here it is given. So it is the single plate clutch, and it is the external diameter for the same axial load, and consider both the sides of the clutch plate is F2. That means number of active surfaces are 2, or just I will write N, and which is equal to pressure theory. What is the equation for pressure theory? 2/3 mu F R naught cube minus Ri cube by R naught square minus Ri square, and here also the number of surfaces are N. Okay, so this is using this relation as per his data. So after some time of operation, because of wear and tear, the power transmitted is decreased, which is last 13% of virginal. So virginal, I will take it is for beginning maximum pressure theory based and wear theory based equation. I have written half mu F R naught plus Ri into N is equal to 0.87 2/3 mu F into R naught minus Ri by R naught square minus Ri square into N. So here N get cancelled, mu F get cancelled. So then if I write like R naught plus Ri is equal to 2 into 0.87 into 2/3. So into R naught cube minus Ri cube by R naught square minus Ri square. So this is R naught square minus Ri square can be written as A plus B into A minus B. Similar, A cube minus B cube can be written as, how you can write A cube minus B cube? We can write A cube minus B cube is equal to A minus B into A square plus B square plus AB. Same thing I will write. Okay. So this is 2 into 2, 4, 4/3. 4/3 is into 0.87. So this, what you get, this is 1.16. So this is R naught cube minus Ri cube. I will rearrange it. R naught minus Ri into R naught square plus Ri square plus R naught Ri by, this is R naught minus Ri into R naught plus Ri. So this is simple. A square minus B square is A minus B into A plus B. Similar, A cube minus B cube is equal to A minus B into A square plus B square plus AB. So you can see R naught minus Ri, R naught minus Ri can get cancelled. Then cross multiply, this is R naught plus Ri here. So R naught plus Ri whole square, R naught plus Ri into R naught plus Ri is equal to 1.16 R naught square plus Ri square plus R naught Ri. So this is A plus B whole square. Let me expand R naught square plus Ri square plus R naught Ri. So which is 1.16 R naught square plus 1.16 Ri square plus 1.16 R naught Ri. Yeah, here it is. So R naught plus Ri into R naught plus Ri, which is equal to 1.16 R naught square plus Ri square plus R naught Ri. So A plus B whole square, A square plus B square plus 2AB is expanded like this. So if you just arrange it on all the terms on one side, then you get 0.16 R naught square plus 0.16 Ri square, I have taken all on the left hand side, then it will be minus 0.84 R naught Ri is 0. Let me call this is equation number 1. Let me call this is equation number 1. So divide entire equation by divide equation 1 by that is 0.16 R naught square. So entire equation, let me divide it by 0.16, okay, R naught square. So this is becomes simply 1, then this becomes 0.16 get cancelled, Ri by R naught square, okay, minus 0.84 by 0.16. So R naught Ri by R naught square. So Ri by R naught is equal to 0. I did a simple mathematical operation. It divided this entire equation by 0.16 R naught square. So this will become 1. This is 0.16 get cancelled. Then Ri square by R naught square. Then 0.84 by 0.16 Ri by R naught. So I just replace Ri by R naught as some small r. I will replace it. Then it becomes 1 plus, okay, r square. So what is 0.84 by 0.16? That is 5.25. So 5.25, okay, r is equal to 0. Then roots for this equation r is, so the roots for this equation r is equal to minus b, that is minus of minus plus 5.25 plus or minus root of b square 5.25 square minus 4ac, 4 into, so 1 into 1 by 2a. So if you simplify this value, then r is equal to plus 5.25, okay, then plus or minus. So what is this root part equation you get? It is 4.85, okay, by 2. So what is my r? My r is nothing but Ri by R naught. So suppose if I take the 4.85 as a plus, then what it gives? 5 plus 4 or 5 plus 5, let us say 10. 10 by 2, 5. That means Ri by R naught is 5. So it never happens because inner radius is never greater than the outer radius. So that is why we should not take this as a plus. This should be minus. So 5.25 minus 4.85 by 2. So this is like 0.25, 0.15. So 0.4, okay, by 2, which gives me 0.2. That is Ri is 0.2 times of R naught. So this is the very beautiful problem which gives both the theories, uniform wear theory and uniform pressure theory, in a single attempt like this. Let me summarize this problem, what we have solved in this problem. He has given there is a clutch, okay, after operation of this clutch during some period, its capacity has reduced by 13%, okay, and it is a single plate clutch and both the surfaces are effective. So you are asked to find out what is the ratio between the inner and outer radius of that particular clutch. So what I took very beginning concept where assumption. So initially it is under with uniform pressure theory. After some wear and tear, so it has reduced its power capacity. So that is 13% has reduced. So that time the torque transmitted is equal to, so 0.87 times of the torque due to uniform pressure theory equation. So T wear is equal to 0.87 T pressure. So what is T wear? Uniform wear theory formula, half into mu f into R naught plus Ri. How many surfaces are active? 2 surfaces. And here also 2 surfaces are active. So 0.87 is the amount reduced is 13%. 1 minus 13, that is 0.87 into uniform pressure theory equation. The torque is 2/3 mu f R naught cube minus Ri cube by R naught square minus Ri square, and effective surfaces are 2, so n is 2. So simply the n value, both the sides I have get cancelled, mu f get cancelled. What I have left here, R naught plus Ri. Then the right hand side 0.87 is there, this 2 will come here, and 2/3 is there, then this is R cube minus Ri cube by R naught square minus Ri square. Then simply by simplifying this value, 2 into 2, 4, 4/3 into 0.87 gives 1.16, and a cube minus b cube can be written as a minus b into a square plus b square plus ab. Then a square minus b square can be written as a minus b into a plus b. So here R naught minus Ri get cancelled. Then cross multiplying this, I get R naught plus Ri and R naught plus Ri, which is 1.16 times of this leftover equation. This is a plus b whole square, a square plus b square plus 2ab, R naught square plus Ri square plus 2 R naught Ri. So just I have expanded the right hand side also, and I have taken all the terms on one side. So these terms has taken on the right side. So 1.16 minus 1, 1.16 minus 1, then 1.16 minus 2, then I get the equation number 1. So for my simplicity, so I made some mathematical jugglery. What is that is, I divided the entire equation by 1.16 R naught square. Then 0.16 R naught square by 0.16 R naught square is 1. Then this becomes, second term becomes Ri by R naught whole square. And the third term is 0.84 by 0.16 into Ri by R naught is 0. So I just replaced for simplification Ri by R naught as some R. So I can write this is 1 plus R square minus 5.25 is R is 0. So as this is a quadratic equation, the roots for this equation is like minus b plus r minus b square minus plus r minus b square minus 4ac by 2a under root. So this is 5.25, minus sign is there, then it becomes plus, then 5.25 whole square, and this 1 and 1 coefficient, 1 and 1, then 2 into a, 1. So by simply simplifying this, I get r is equal to plus 5.25 plus r minus 4.85 by 2. So which one I have to take sign here, plus or minus, that is the judgment I require. So what is my r? My r is Ri by R naught. So inner radius will be never greater than the outer radius. So the right hand side should be always less than 1. Suppose if I take here it is a plus, then it will be greater than 1. So only possibility is this should be minus. That's why 5.25 minus 4.85 by 2 has written, which gives me approximately 0.4. Then 0.4 by 2 is 0.2. That is, the ratio of inner and outer radius is like this. Ri is equal to 0.2 times of R naught. Okay. Then we will see the next problem on multiple plate clutch. So today we will discuss one more problem, that is on multi-plate clutch. So already we have solved some problems on single plate clutch. I hope now you can do your own this problem, but I will provide some assistance to you so that you yourself can also get familiarity to solve in the problems. It is a multi-plate clutch. So how the problem is given, let us see. It is a multi-plate clutch, transmits a power of 55 kilowatts at a speed of 1800 RPM. Okay, I will write simultaneously reading the problem, the data, what it is given. Let us see. So power is equal to 55 kilowatts. Okay, and what is the speed? It is 1800 RPM. And what is the coefficient of friction given? Coefficient of friction is 0.1. Axial intensity of the pressure is not to exceed 160 kilonewton per meter square. So that is P max is equal to 160 kilonewton per meter square. Okay, and what is the other data given? The internal radius is 80 mm. So Ri is 80 mm. So this 80 mm can be converted into meters. Okay, that is 0.08 meters. Then what is given? The relation between internal radius and external radius, that is, and it is 0.7 times of the external radius. So the Ri is stated 0.7 times of R0. 0.7 times of R0. Find the number of plates needed to transmit the required torque. So number of plates required. As I have already stated, what theory is preferable for us for clutches are concerned? It is uniform wear theory. Uniform wear theory. So he has given the radius inner, okay, that is 0.08 meters. Then R0 and Ri relation is given. Then I can write R0 is equal to Ri by 0.7, which is 0.08 by 0.7. Okay. So how much is this value? This is 0.1143 meters. This is the first part which we require. With the given inner radius and the relation between inner and outer radius, okay, I have obtained the value of R0. This is my first part. Then what is the theory which we use? Uniform wear theory. So according to uniform wear theory, what is the force? F is equal to P max into 2 pi Ri into R0 minus Ri. So this is the amount of axial frictional force or force that can be transmitted, that is F is equal to P max into 2 pi Ri into R0 minus Ri. So what is the maximum pressure? 160 kilonewton per meter square. So into 10 power 3 is Newton per meter square. So 2 pi Ri. What is the Ri value? 0.08 into 0.1143 minus 0.08. So you substitute the entire values which are given, you get the amount of the force that is transmitted is 2759 Newton. It is, 2759 Newton. Then what is torque? Power is known, okay, 55,000 watts. Okay, so from the power we can get what is the torque. That is, you know the basic equation, power is equal to 2 pi nt by 60. Then torque is equal to T is equal to 60 power by 2 pi n. So what is power in our case? 55,000. And what is n? 1800. So I get my torque. So what is the torque value? By substituting your data, you get this is 291.8 Newton meter. So you get this is 291.8 Newton meter. And we have already one equation using uniform wear theory. The torque is equal to half mu f r naught plus Ri. T is equal to half mu f into R naught plus Ri. So everything is available with us. So what is the value of mu? 0.1. Then F, here we have calculated 2759. Okay, and what is R naught and Ri? R naught is 0.1143 and Ri is 0.08. So this is torque. Okay, the torque supplied by a single effective surface, that is half mu f into R naught plus Ri. That is, by substituting this, you get this value is how much this value? Just calculate this. T is how much it is? By substituting this, the value which you get is 26.78 unit Newton meter per surface. That means if one surface is effective, how much torque is transmitted using uniform wear theory is given by this equation, and by substituting with available data with us, okay, so we get the value of one surface, how much amount it is transmitting, that is 26.78 Newton meter per surface. Then what is actual my torque is transmitted in my problem? 298.1.8 Newton meter. So my objective is to transmit this much amount, and one surface will transmit this much amount. Then how many number of collars I required? So number of collars required is T total. This I can write better, T total by T for surface. What is the T total? 291.8 by 26.78. So how much you get? This is around 10.9 or approximately 11 contact surfaces. So as in the theory we have discussed about, if you want 3 surfaces to be contact surfaces, then 4 plates should be there. Or if you want 7 surfaces, you need 8, let us see. See, these are 4 fingers on the driver pulley, and this is the another 4 on the driven one. So if these clutch plates are meshing like this, then how many surfaces you get? Like, let us see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So N1 plus N2 minus 1. What is N1? 4 plates here. N2 4 plates here. N1 plus N2 is 8. 8 minus 1, 7. Similar here, I need 11 surfaces. So I don't have 6 fingers to show you. Imagine there are 6 fingers here, 6 fingers here. They are matching like this. So there will be 6 on driver and 6 on driven surface. If they are active, then you get the power transmitted what is required of this 55 kilowatts. Okay, this is a simple problem. Once again, substitution by just your basic equations. So we'll see in the next class some complex problems, mainly on cone clutches. Okay, and some complexity we will add in the next lecture problems. Thank you once again.